You want to talk about Netflix being successful and you want to copy them. You want to call yourself the Netflix box of games or the Netflix of games. Well, here's the thing about that. Even Netflix has exclusives. Do you have any exclusive games for Xbox Game Pass? You have any? Do you have any Xbox exclusives for Game Pass? No? Not that I know of. I could be wrong. But if you don't, that makes you not the Xbox and Netflix of games. You're not the Netflix of games if you don't have exclusives. We didn't just come up with that. I don't know if it was the media or what, but it seems like you guys were talking about that a lot. And everybody's been talking about that. Maybe I should be asking the media about that, because all this talk about being the Xbox of games and Netflix of boxes and X's. This doesn't make any sense to me. Why? Yeah, of course it's gonna flub. It's not gonna hit the marks. I mean, I'm assuming you guys want a Netflix-like success with your service. I don't know if you're getting it or not. I don't know your numbers. I don't know anything. But one thing I do know that you're missing, and you guys are going super duper third party, but it seems to me that you didn't really go all in on Xbox Game Pass. You guys, beat on your chest. It sounds like you talk a good game. Xbox everywhere and all this stuff, but you didn't really put the thing behind it. I was an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscriber. All this stupid words, so stupid. I was one for like the summer. It was past summer. I think I did it for like maybe 3 months ish, and it was okay, but it was half baked. It wasn't all the way there. It wasn't all the way there. So you had an idea, but the latency was bad. I used my phone. I used your streaming thing. I used a controller with the phone. The controller worked great. The controller worked excellent, but you guys didn't have the latency issues hammered out. The only thing I could really play that was not laggy was Banjo-Kazooie games. Banjo-Kazooie was perfect. Absolutely perfect. It played wonderfully. And sometimes a little bit of Slime Rancher, but that's it. And everything else was just not good. So that's something. I don't know if you guys, it's only been a few months. I don't know if that's something that you guys have been improving on or what, but I'm coming in kind of late in the game, 2024, and you guys still don't have your stuff together, and now you're throwing everything on the console. It's like you guys didn't even invest. You didn't even give Xbox Game Pass the idea of full go at it. It was half-baked. It was absolutely half-baked, and didn't hit on all the things. Now my game control's collecting dust, and that's a whole different story. But yeah, it'd have been nice to see you guys go all the way on it. Netflix has exclusives, like they have different comedy specials. They have their own studio where they make their movies or shows. Nailed it. All these different types of shows, and they have them on their service. And as far as I can tell, for the most part, you can't get them anywhere else but Netflix. And those shows are hits. What wasn't Squid Game an exclusive? If you were talking about media, Squid Game was the only place that you could really watch it. And that's interesting. Where's your exclusives that you can play only on Game Pass and nowhere else? I'm not talking about retro, brand spanking new. And these are first, what do you call that? IP, original IP, whatever. You guys talk all that smack about being the Xbox of the Netflix of games. I don't know. It's so stupid. But it's a weird thing to put out there. Weird vibe or energy to put out there, and not follow all the way through on it. He goes, "Who needs exclusives anyway?" It's like, all right, who needs Xbox anyway? Well, you got 21,000 different launchers. You've got the Epic Games launcher. You got the Steam launcher. You got the GOG launcher. You got Amazon's launcher. You can play games on any of those other things. What does Xbox have? Where is it? It's everywhere and nowhere at the same time. It just seems weird to me to see you guys not go through a full swing. What was it? One flopped. What was that? Red something? Red something? Red Dawn or some zombie vampire shoot 'em up game. That flopped, but what? You just gonna give up? You guys are just gonna give up just like that? Red Dawn. And even then that wasn't exclusive. Now I think about it, I'm just trying in my memory bank. Somebody help me. I'm keep trying to cycle back and go, where is the Xbox exclusive Game Pass thing? Does Game Pass have any exclusives? Or are they so lackluster that nobody talks about them? There's gotta be something. I just don't even think they tried that hard. I'm gonna keep it real with you. All those acquisitions, it's just ugh. And they just sat on. I mean, case in point, they don't believe in growing their IPs. Their independent properties, that's a big problem. They don't believe in growing their IPs. They don't believe. I mean, they've had Banjo-Kazooie for probably over 20 years now. Maybe over 20 years, maybe about 20-something years. Did next to nothing. Didn't grow them. Didn't make an exclusive game for it. It's weird. It's just, that's just Xbox, man. That's just them. It's just Microsoft. They just buy things and just kill it, just smother it, sit on it like most corps do. They ruin everything, man. They really do. They ruin everything. Everything they touch. You got something that you're passionate about and you make it big. I know you just said that done because they flashing that money cash at you. But you're passionate about this thing. Do not sell it to them. If you really love this thing, keep it, cultivate it, grow it, like that one guy did for Stardew Valley. Apparently he's doing a really great job. He's going crazy. That's good. Thank you for the notice. I really appreciate this. Stupid tail freaking phone. Stupid phone. Phone's so dang stupid. But yeah, I think that's how you do it. You got make something that you love. Easier said than done, but don't sell it. Don't sell it to Xbox. Don't sell it to anybody because it's just gonna kill it and screw it up and make it into something grotesque and disgusting. You're not gonna be happy, and nobody else is gonna be happy. Just such a weird thing for Xbox to be. Hey, we got all these things. Activision, Blizzard, all that. That didn't give a hoot about that. That's just a money grab. No, everybody's playing it on the same thing anyway, but it's just so silly to see them like. I remember one of them summers where like they were just saying acquisition after acquisition, and people were like, "Oh my god, wow!" And it's like, and then it turns out they did next to nothing for after that or whatever. They're still trying to make a game like several years later and got nothing to show for it. It's like wow. Oh well, see, we're gonna do this and now we're gonna do that. Like this is just terrible, abysmal. American company. What does that mean? Anything? What does that mean anymore? American company, founded by the biggest software in the world, can't make a game console. You go up against two companies in overseas, Japan, and they kick out better products on the regular, and they're crushing you in everything that you do. So you don't double down. You don't try to make a better product, because let's keep it real, Xbox is the reason why it's in this situation. I remember the Xbox 360 days. Those were the days that I actually jumped in on the Xbox. Not the first Xbox, the Xbox 360. And man, they had tons of games that I played and had fun with. That was Fable. I played Saints Row. I remember playing. What else did I play? It was a lot. It was a long time ago. I'll put it to you that way. It just felt like it was. It had something special. It had something special. I think I played Mass Effect on. I don't know if Mass Effect was exclusive to Microsoft, but I played that. It was a lot of. It felt like there was a lot of games on there. I played with my friends. Played online with the little headset and everything. So if they had an identity, they were just like, hey, they're taking a page out of Reggie book. We're about kicking ass and making games and playing them or whatever the heck. And now it's just, I don't know. I don't even think Xbox knows what it's doing anymore. They're gone. They're gone. And that's, not great for everybody else. Not great for everybody else. I don't think it's great for everybody else. I think less competition. And you have to see it happen to like an American company as well. It's like, dang, you kind of had something there where you could continue to build an identity. Exclusives. When he said exclusives don't matter, everybody should have called him out on his bullshit. That's absolutely what it is. You all know this, especially you old heads, you old schoolers. You know what I'm talking about. Why did you buy anything if it weren't for the games that was on the box? Why did you buy anything? That is your bread and butter, even from a business standpoint. You have to have your own identity, your reputation. It's like they got too much money or something. They don't care. I don't understand what's going on with them. If you want people to come, you have to build it. You have to build it so that way they come to your platform. Oh, and I don't mean just one and done. You guys quit too easily. Are you guys serious about that? How serious are you about this? And I can see now that they're not serious. Completely not serious company. If you build it, they will come. You got to stick to it. This is going to take years. So all these years, you could have been making Banjo-Kazooie games, perfecting it. Perfecting the IP, making it better, expanding it. Making it into a show or a cartoon or a movie. But you didn't do anything. You just sat on it. And apparently they do that with a lot of games. I don't know. I don't follow Xbox that like that. But they I don't know. They just wanted to be, I don't know, somewhere along the line, I guess they thought they could be Windows. But they're already Windows. Do they want to do Windows for the home? I mean, we keep seeing this, especially with them. I mean, with all corporations. I'm not going to, say they're like the only ones that would do this. But I remember having a Windows phone and loving it. I had a Windows phone. I think the phone itself was made by Samsung, but it ran a Windows phone. This was before smartphones. Like it was pretty much a smartphone. It was a smartphone, but it wasn't like it wasn't the smartphones of today. It had its own operating system, and then not talking about the Windows 8. I'm just talking about like it's a start button, and you had a physical keyboard, and it was unique, and I loved it. And then I got the part 2 version. I heard the part 2 version. I don't know if I got it, but I think I heard that the part 2, they had the Windows Phone 2, or the Windows 2 phone or something. And that wasn't good. So I skipped out on that. But, yeah, we don't have Windows phones these days because they gave up on it. And then sometime during the pandemic, there was like a thing called Mixer. And then Windows bought that. And they bought it for like a 0.2 seconds, held it for 2 seconds, and then shuttered it. I was like, gosh, I can't do nothing. They don't know what they're doing. There's nobody at the top who has a vision. There's nobody at the top who has anything like a real strong, creative, and logical vision. They don't have it. They got a few things that work for them, but in terms of they need new blood, I don't know. I don't follow them like that. But if on the outside looking in, I say this: they need new blood, they need fresh blood, and they need to stick. They need to have this thing called stick-to-itiveness. Stick-to-itiveness, whatever. You got to stick to it. Somebody with that vision is going to keep going, and they're going to be able to grow and develop whatever it is that they need to do. But you have to give them time, and you have to believe in the vision, because otherwise they're just going to cut it. They're going to cut it. Even the people who are doing well. Because speaking of, I'll go back to the Windows Phone. I think the second Windows Phone I had was made by Nokia, and I believe the interface was Windows 8. Now, if anybody remembers the Windows 8, it was probably the most hated Windows operating system in recent memory, because it looked completely different. The start button was, I don't even know if the start button was even there. It just had these bunch of colorful panels. And imagine doing that on a PC. It's something you're not used to. They went way too different, and people did not like that. But at the same time, people really enjoyed it on tablets and on phones. I remember reading the reviews and things like that, and I was like, man, it's better on a tablet and a phone. And so I actually got one of those Windows phone that had the Windows 8 operating system. I think my Nokia was like greenish or something. I can't remember. But yeah, it was great. It was excellent. I enjoyed that phone. I legitimately enjoyed that phone. I could customize the panels, move it around, dunk panels into panels. It was a lot of fun. And just like that, that was the last it. That's it. That's it. No more Windows phones. We're out of the phone business. Now it's like, okay, we're gonna go back to software. I mean, they were already doing software, but they're like, okay, we're gonna go back, and they're just hunkering down on back to their Windows shit. I don't know what's Windows 8, Windows 9, or whatever the heck. I don't know. They're just Windows now. They don't care about innovating. It feels like they just care about doing the same thing that they used to do. They try to make some money, but I don't. Oh, and Copilot. That's about it. Their products are pretty decent. They're okay. They're not perfect. Excel, sure, yeah, for sure. Excel's great. Word, okay, yeah, that's fine. PowerPoint, sure. Outlook, yeah, all right. I know what I'm doing. Video games, no. I don't understand that. I mean, okay, here's what I would do. All right, Microsoft, you don't know the first thing about making games. Here's what you do, okay? Here's what you do. You fire Phil Spencer. You fire him. And you get somebody like a Reggie, or Reggie adjacent, or somebody who is, if not Reggie, then somebody who is really a straight up Nintendo person. And this is what you do. All right. You pluck somebody who was high leadership at Sony or from Nintendo, and you go, hey, we're going to give you the keys for 10 years. You have to turn the ship around. No matter whatever it is that you do. We need your 10-year plan. We will not. This is your budget. We need you to turn this gaming division around. We want to stay in the console business. We need exclusives. You fire Phil Spencer. You get this person in. And they have to be like, they have to know what the hell they're doing. And how do you know he or she knows what they're doing? Is you got to be like, okay, exclusives. Great. What are those exclusives? Well, Xbox has a treasure trove of exclusives. Astrobot just won Game of the Year last year. We need a 3D platformer. Who do you got? I'm going to give you 2 of them, maybe 3. What's that? Blinks, Time Cat, whatever. I never played that, but people love them. Blinks. Me personally, I've never played them. I want to play it. Blinks, and then you bring, obviously, Banjo-Kazooie. You bring the Banji boy back. And then, okay, I think they're fill up on anime. To me personally, come on, guys. Do we really need anime? I think they're fine. I think they're fine. They're fine. I don't know much about anime. I'm sure. I think they seem to be fine in the anime situation. I'm not gonna lie about it. They got tons of that. But you do that. You get somebody who knows what they're talking about in terms of exclusivity. All games that are born and bred in Xbox. You bring back Halo. You. So then this CEO would be like, all right, we're gonna bring 3 games back in a matter of 10 years, and we're gonna work our butts off on them, polish them till they're great. I know 10 years isn't a lot of time, but if you can get these games, especially pulling from the past as well as the present, I don't know what's going on in the present in terms of Xbox, but do that over 10 years. And this CEO or whoever they do would need to know how to market as well. They have to some type of strong marketing. And this person, she or he, whatever, would manage that. And then it needs to be like on top of that, they need to get into animation. They just got to do it. Animation, some type of tie-in to the game. For whatever, all the games that this person is going to bring back in 10 years, they're going to need animation tie-in. Social media, strong social media presence, animation, media tie-in. Need those. Gotta have it. And nothing new. I mean, if we learned anything from Concord, it seems like this. Again, I'm just paying attention. I don't play these games, all right? Keep it real with you. 1 milli. I just look. And I read and I read and I look. But it seemed to me that Concord was too big of a swing for an unknown thing. And I know that's Sony. I know Concord's Sony. But learn from the people around you, right? Learn from the people around you. Concord was just too new to whatever. They didn't know. Nobody knew. You got to start off small, Microsoft. You have to start off with knowns, safe bets. Safe bets. We're in a world of we are in a world of sequels and prequels. That's what you do. You go with things that you know, things that people, more importantly, people know. You go with those things. You go with the Banjo-Kazooies. You go with the Halos. People know these things. They know these things. Master Chief and all that. What else? And you don't take crazy amounts of time. Okay? Easier said than done. And this guy, Xbox Gamepass is going to take time for you to cultivate. You need to put exclusivity and you need to make it even more valuable. And it'll go up. You need a legacy. You need to build legacy. You need to build and to win hearts and minds. Right now, when people think Xbox, they think at least the people in the circles that I frequent, they don't seem to believe in Xbox anymore, and that's your problem. I mean, I know it's already over. I'm talking like it's not over. It's already over, but that's what they need to do. I think get rid of them. Phil, it was a good run. Time to go. Pack your stuff. We'll always love you. All this stuff. Get rid of them. All right. Especially if you're not willing to build those exclusives. He's got to build that legacy, that thing. And that's the great thing about Sony and Nintendo is that they stuck to it. They stuck to it through thick and through thin. And then some of them fell off, like Star Fox. Star Fox fell off. Okay? Captain Falcon fell off. And that's all right. But guess what? There are people who still know it's going to bring them back someday because they do that. Pikmin fell off and then they brought Pikmin back. So get on board. That's what I think they need to do. Bring back the oldies. Look into yourself. Look into your back catalog. I played Fable and I liked it. Obviously, a new Fable game's coming out, but it took forever. I don't know if Dragon Age is Xbox exclusive anymore, but people apparently didn't like that. You need to know who can do what, right? You need to know who is worth that big swing and who is worth those little choppers, those little tiny swings. Banjo, tiny swing. Halo, big swing, right? Build up the interest. Marketing dollars need to go into animation. Get to the kids, get to the children now. The children, get to the alphas, the gen alphas. Get to the, you know what I mean. Get to them. Market to them. You know, McDonald's. Come on, get to them. Let them be like, hey, check this out. Look at this. And older people are gonna be on board. I'm not worried about Gen Zs. I'm not worried about millennials. I'm not worried about Gen Xs. They know about this stuff. Maybe not Halo for like the younger ones, but yeah, they Banjo-Kazooie was in Smash, all right? But yeah, get your marketing up. All right, I'm repeating myself, but that's how I feel about it. You guys talk about being the Netflix of games years ago when you first came out. No, you're not. No, you weren't, and you didn't even try hard enough. Get exclusives for the service. However you can do it, make that part happen. Get rid of Phil Spencer. Fire him. Get somebody on board who is a nerd freak who knows about marketing and making games. Get them in there. Surround them with marketing and animation people to get the marketing up and to get the nostalgia. Make sure that they are gamers so that way they remember those days and things that made Banjo-Kazooie. I keep saying Banjo-Kazooie, but it made Xbox 360 special. Whatever makes Xbox 360 special, emulate that. Give him 10 years, or her, give them 10 years, 11 years. Maybe even, 10 or 11. And if that doesn't work, okay, go ahead and quit. But you got to give that thing, your strategy, a chance first, because it looked like you might have been on to something. Because if it is Netflix apparently is doing great. I don't have a Netflix, but a lot of people I know do. And it's those exclusive shows that you can't get anywhere else that makes the service great. Okay, I'm out. Thanks for listening to me rant. Bye.